chase that Chattanooga freight. Couple of kids in a Chevrolet. Catch a little air when we cross the tracks. Sipping on something from a paper stack. You hang your shirt on that maple limb. Slipping through the moon to the river bend. Wasn't very long, I was jumping in. I guess I'm still doing now what I was doing then. Chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down, burning, going down. Chasing you like those goodbye taillights. Headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town. Chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon. Chasing that you and me, I only see in my review. Till I'm laying here tonight, holding someone new. Still chasing you, still chasing you. You always used to talk about LA. I heard you got as far as Santa Fe. Well, you know I tried to track you down. I only got as far as Guitar Town. Singing about a girl I used to know. Well, you should know that I haven't given up. I'm just on your radio. Chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down, burning, going down. Chasing you like those goodbye taillights. Headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town. Chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon. Chasing that you and me, I only see in my review. Till I'm laying here tonight, holding someone new. Still chasing you, still chasing you. Chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down, burning, going down. Chasing you like those goodbye taillights. Headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town. Chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon. Chasing that you and me, I only see in my review. Till I'm laying here tonight, holding someone new. Still chasing you, still chasing you, still chasing you, still chasing you.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. marching line, marching line. Hey. Hey.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV for night 2 of a 3-night special here on Ultimate Dirt TV, and it is the night before the Kings Royal. Last night in the Joker's Wild race, we crowned the Joker's Wild, also known as King Mason V of Mason Hannigan, picked up the feature win last night in what was the first 24 laps of green flag competition. Tonight, well, we come back to the very racetrack here at the virtual Eldora Speedway, as we are not too far away from rolling off into qualifying. Again, we appreciate your support here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Night 2, presented by Natural Carbon Company and Dirty Old Bastards. Boy, looking forward to seeing how it will all unfold here. We wait for the... Actually, that's not going to play. Make sure that... just waiting on the race
Here
control. Oh, no one likes to hear your own voice. Come on, mate. Stop it. What are you, a rookie around here? Anyhow, we are just waiting on the qualifying to start. And then we will take a look at the times coming through. Now, if I can figure out what I did last night. Fastest lap and current lap. There we go. That's exactly what I did last night. So again, last night, it was Mason Hannigan who got the win over Aidan Beerline in second. And Trevor Royer came away with a podium. And we were told last night, after last night's event, Mason Hannigan, in fact, swept all 3 nights. He won the Joker's Wild, he won the night before the King's Royal, and he was crowned the 5th annual Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal winner. Not here this evening. He'll come back tomorrow night to defend that crown. But as it stands, I believe we are looking at... 30 cars roughly signing into the virtual pit area for tonight. And again, the night before the King's Royal, tomorrow night will be another separate show, but it will be crowned. And we will find out who will be crowned the 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal winner, presented by Natural Carbon Company. Again, we appreciate your support here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So the way that the qualifying session is going to work right now, as you can see up on the top left, it shows 56 minutes left. That is not going to be the case. It is going, it is going to be single car qualifying. So we will see 1 car on the racetrack at a time. We will go through the drivers individually, and you'll get to see those individual lap times coming through rather than just the 3-minute lone qualifying session. So each driver going to have the racetrack for 2 laps for themselves. Again, just waiting on race control to give us the all clear and send the first car out onto the racing surface. So again, last night the Joker's Wild, tonight the night before the King's Royal, and tomorrow night the King's Royal. Believe we've got 3, maybe 4 of the previous winners of the King's Royal coming back to see if they can become a 2-time King's Dirty Old Bastards virtual King's Royal repeat winner. So we do have the qualifying groups. So it's going to be the first car out. It is going to be Randy Shreves. We'll just have to wait for Randy to jump on the racetrack. And while speaking of Randy Shreves, there he is on the racetrack right now. And it's time we get underway. It's the night before the King's Royal. Randy Shreves going to be the first car to lay down a time. We've seen Aidan Beerline sit atop of the speed charts. I'll spit it out eventually. Last night after qualifying in the course with the inversion of 7 meant that the faster drivers had to come from that inside 4th row. Randy Shreves first lap 13.131, a 13.131. Second lap time for Randy Shreves. Oh, let's get that up. Let's get that up, and there we go. 13.111 for Randy Shreves. 13.111 for Randy Shreves. Kyle Stoltz in the countryside, David Chimney, 01 machine. Kyle Stoltz in car number 01. First lap time, 13.260. 13.260. See if Kyle Stoltz can go a little bit better than the 13.260. Going to be roughly right around the same time. 13.274. 13.274. As Cody Terry makes his way onto the racing surface right now on that racing.com car number 9. Cody Terry in car number 9. Lap 1 for Cody Terry. Third quick, 13.458. 13.458. Lap number 2 for Cody Terry is going to be 13.533. Scott Thomason, who was penalised last night in the B main, ended up finishing 15th in last night's main event. Scott Thomason on the racetrack. First lap, 13.336. 13.336 for Scott Thomason. Lap number 2 looking to be a little better right now. 13.160. 13.160. Jeffrey Try in car 39 was not here last night in the Joker's Wild. He was not here last night, so first time we're seeing Jeffrey Try in car 39. 13.539, a 13.539. Lap number 2 looking to be a little better on the second lap, going to be a little slower, so he'll stay 5th quick. 5th quick on the racetrack. Well, we've seen this guy last night, car number 87 of Joshua Cotton. Joshua Cotton in car number 87. He finished 19th in the main event of last night's Joker's Wild. Joshua Cotton having to do it the hard way and finding out that, well, he got put a lap down last night. 4th quick with a 13.297. 13.297. Lap number 2 is going to be a little quicker with a 13.273, but stays in position number 4. Gary Offit in the GoPro, car number 94, lap number 1. Should not count. In fact, this should be the first lap. He was coming to take the green. So we'll see if it is going to stand 13.523. It is not. No, well, there it is, 528. In fact, 6th quick. Gary Offit, 6th quick with a 13.528. Again, Gary not in attendance in last night's main event, not even here last night. And fastest lap still stands with a 13.528. Jonathan Lowe in car number 20. Had a rough night last night, finished 12th in your B main. 12th in the B main in the Joker's Wild night, night number 1. of the 6th annual Dirty Old Bastards Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. Third quick for Jonathan Lowe, 13.241. 13.241. 13.178. It's quicker on the timesheet. Stays in position number 3. And out rolls the number 25, the Overall Photography, Jessup Logistics, Always Up Sim Sports, Catchfence Apparel, car number 25 of Richie Preston. Richie Preston in car number 25, finished 5th in last night's Joker's Wild main event. Lap number 1 for Richie Preston, 6 quick with a 13.331. A 13.331 for Richie Preston. Lap number 2 looks a whole lot better with a 13.181. 13.181. As David Smeal Jr. in car number 72 finished 9th in last night's main event. So a top 10 for David Smeal Jr. in the main event of the Joker's Wild. Lap number 1, it'll be 7th quick, 13.358. And again with the contact with the wall, there will be no time taken on lap number 2. So now that will bring out the number 17 car. The Countryside Stove and Chimney, car number 17 of John Bragman. John Bragman in car number 17. Finished 14th in last night's last chance qualifier. The B main was John Bragman. We wait for that first official time to come through. And that will put him 7th quick with a 13.325. A 13.325. Josh Whiteman in car number 24 on the racetrack. Whiteman started 24th in last night's main event and finished in the 18th position. Lap 1, 7th quick, 13.301, 13.301. As Joseph Grandy should be the next car onto the racetrack. Slower for Whiteman, as Joseph Grandy is in fact on the racing surface. The 518. He was in your last chance qualifier, I do believe it was, last night. No, in fact, I lied. He finished 16th in the main event. 10th quick, Joseph Grandy, 13.408, 13.408 for lap number 1. Out rolls Brian Moore Jr. in car 55. Finished 17th in your B main last night. Finished 17th in the B main. Lap number 1 for Brian Moore Jr. In fact, that was Brian Moore Sr. we had last night. Now we've got Brian Moore Jr. on the racetrack. 9th quick. 13.345 is the best of those 2 laps. And well, speaking of Brian Moore Sr., he's the next car onto the racing surface here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. He finished 17th in last night's last chance qualifier, also known as the B main. Lap number 1 is a 13.531. That is 14th quick, a 13.531. Looks like we're going to have Jeremy Zarfos onto the racing surface next. Second lap quick, 11th quick with a 13.379. 13.379 for for Brian Moore Sr. that was. Jeremy Zarfos, boy, he had a horrible night last night. Finished 22nd in last night's B main. Lap number 1 for Zarfos, going to jump to position number 7 with a 13.285. A 13.285. Lap number 2 is going to be a whole lot better. He'll go second quick with a 13.134. A 13.134 for Jeremy Zarfos. That is second quick. And out rolls the Ironman caliber 80 machine of Vinny Sansone. Vinny Sansone, 12th in last night's A main event in the Joker's Wild. He will go 8th quick with a 13.299. 13.299. Lap number 2 is going to be quick time with a 13.090. Vinny Sansone to position number 1. And the aces up Sim Sports, car number 1, 2, or the 120 machine, or the 12C. That is Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper in car number 12C. 13th quick, 13.368, a 13.368. Second lap is going to be better, 13.185. That is position number 7. Which leaves us to our final group of cars. 12 cars in group, what is number 2, Darren Detweiler in car number 3. Detweiler in car 3 finished 21st in last night's main event after starting position number 9. And he rolls 14th quick with a 13.366, a 13.366 for lap number 1 for Darren Detweiler. He will go to position number 12 with a 13.325, a 13.325 as Chad Griggs makes his way onto the racing surface, 11th place in last night's main event. 22nd to 11th, he was your hard charger, going plus 11 positions in the Joker's Wild main event. Lap 1 is going to be 11th quick for Chad Griggs in the 27, a 13.311, 13.311 for Chad Griggs. And out rolls Alex Zazinski. Griggs is going to go 4th quick with a 13.149, a 13.149. Oh boy, Alex Zazinski. It'll be no time on lap number 1. He's got a lot of work to do. He was in the dash last night. Started inside the first 4 rows, ended up finishing 22nd. Looking to improve on that one here tonight. He will get the one and only lap time for qualifying in the night before the King's Royal for Alex Zazinski. And well, he makes it count. 5th quick with a 13.160. 13.160. As Dustin Sargent will make his way onto the racing surface right now. In car number 77, finishing 10th in last night's last chance qualifier. 10th in the B-Main last night for Dustin Sargent. 13.255, and speaking of 10th, that's exactly where he puts himself in that race. CPI.com, number 77. Lap number 2 going to be considerably slower for Dustin Sargent. And well, this man was a man on a mission last night. He was absolutely phenomenal right from the get-go, finishing runner-up in last night's Joker's Wild, having to do it the hard way and learning probably a valuable lesson, driving the 13A machine. That is Aiden Beerline, and he goes to position number 7 with a 13.168. A 13.168 for Aiden Beerline. Gets a little tight there, coming to the exit of turn number 4. And it's going to be quick time with a 12.975. 12.975, the only driver into the 12-second bracket. As out rolls the 33 machine of Joshua Pickle. Joshua Pickle in car number 33. Contender in last night's main event, I believe it was. Finishing 7th. He's finished 7th in last night's main event. Pickle goes 13th, make that 11th quick with a 13.222. 13.222 for Joshua Pickle. As out rolls William Peters in car number 85, 18th in last night's B Main. 18th in the B Main in the Joker's Wild Night last night here at the Eldora Speedway. Lap 1 for William Peters, 25th quick, 13.642. 13.642. See if we can improve on this one. It's going to be slower. 13.899, 13.899. And out rolls the 154 machine of Matthew Westfall. Well, not the ideal start for qualifying for Matthew Westfall. He was in attendance in last night's B main. He started 14th. He only moved up one position, so he ended up finishing 13th. In the last chance qualifier last night, Matthew Westfall, again, just the one-timed lap. We'll see if he can make it count. He will jump inside the top 24. He'll go 22nd quick with a 13.446. A 13.446. And this guy has been a man on a mission since the new build. Along with his team, the Black Diamond Motorsports, Tim Sims Ultimate Dirt TV, Velocity Race Designs. In fact, that's the Drew Hill 19 Designs entry. And the totally tinted car of Trevor Royer. Trevor Royer. He'll stop the time sheets with a 13.141. Make that a 13.139. He goes position number 5. As Chris Fritz in car 65 will make his way out onto the virtual Eldora Speedway. Again for the first of 2 qualifying laps. Lap 1 in the books for Chris Fritz, 13.335. 13.335 for Chris Fritz. That is 19th quick. Can he improve on time and position? Time running out, going to be a little slower for Chris Fritz, so lap 1 will stick. And out rolls car number 27 of Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill in car number 27. First time we're seeing Stephen Hill this week in the 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. 19th quick, 13.330 for Stephen Hill. 13.330 for Stephen Hill. Second last car to take a lap time. And the final car to roll out on a racetrack to get the green flag. Driving car number 26. In fact, make that the 94. To the star line, Shapers Racing Oil. 94, that is Todd LeBoob. Todd LeBoob in car number 94. Wait for the time to come through. 30th quick, 13.667. 13.667. Can he improve on lap number 2? He will improve on time and position. 29th quick. So Todd LeBoob is going to go 29th quick with a 13.560. A 13.560. And that will, ladies and gentlemen, wrap up the qualifying standings here tonight. And your qualifying results. And as you can see on the left-hand side, we're going to bring those official results coming up for you right now. Going to be official. Getting the win is getting the fastest qualifying result is going to be Aiden Beerline with a 12.975. You go back to Vinny Sansone in second, Randy Shreves third, Jeremy Zarfos fourth, Trevor Royer going to round up the top 5. Then it'll be Chad Griggs, Alex Szynski, Scott Thomason, Jonathan Lowe, and Richie Preston to make up your top 10. We'll continue on through the field. Michael Cooper in 11th, Joshua Pickle, Dustin Sargent, Kyle Stoltz, and Joshua Cotton for your top 15. Josh Whiteman, John Bragman in 16th and 17th. Darren Detweiler 18th. Stephen Hill, Chris Fritz will come home 19th and 20th. Then it'll be Brian Moore Jr., David Smeal Jr., Brian Moore Sr., Joseph Greedy, Matthew Westfall, your top 15, Cody Terry, Gary Offit, Jeffrey Ty, Todd LeBoob, and William Peters will be your 30 cars. We've now just been told that the inversion for what will be your 3 heat races on the program, just to make sure, give me 1 second. It is in fact going to be 3 heat races on the program. So with that being said, we'll go through as to what should normally be your starting grid. But I can tell you right now, from position number 8, it's going to be Aiden Beerline. So the inversion of 8, starting position number 7, is going to be Jeremy Zarfos. Position number 6 will be Alex Szynski. Position number 5 of Richie Preston. Position number 4, Dustin Sargent. Position number 3, Josh Whiteman. Position number 2, Stephen Hill. Position number 1 is David Smeal Jr. Then we go back to what will be now. We'll go back to the final row. From position number 9, it's Matthew Westfall and Jeffrey Tyne, the 39. Going to roll off out of position number 10. So we're going to see, again, the inversion of 8. So keep an eye on that 4th row forward. That's where the fastest drivers will be coming from. So now we get set. The first of 3 heat races on the program. 8 laps to distance. It's the night before the King's Royal. The 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. Safety car is about to come in field next time by. And we'll send them around one more time. We got a little bit excited. We are ready to go racing here at Eldora Speedway for night number 2. And the night before the King's Royal. 30 cars in attendance. Tomorrow night, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. KR Stolfus should have the start of the King's Royal tomorrow night. And then once I get in here, once I'm done with my 2 broadcasts, I will certainly be jumping and going in live, going into the broadcast booth with him. But we get ready. It's the night before the King's Royal. The 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal Week, presented by Natural Carbon Company. Heat number 1 is underway. Oh no, Stephen Hill. Beerline caught up in that one. And we'll go yellow. So let's take a look at that one from the start. So it was a 24 car of Whiteman, got to the inside. Richie Preston nowhere to go. Beerline had nowhere to go. Westfall in the 154. So Whiteman got to the inside. There was a little bit of contact. Shot that 127 car right down to the inside of the racetrack. And unfortunately, a couple of cars getting caught up involved in that one. Stephen Hill back to the pits. You can see Aiden Beerline making his way back into the pit area. So the inversion not working out for Aiden Beerline at the moment. So as it stands, it will be 1 down. And what is 7 to go in the opening heat race? Just the 3 heats on the program. We will have a last chance qualifier, followed by a dash, and then our warm-up session, followed by our 30-lap main event. Let's hope that we can continue with what was a fantastic race, fantastic showing last night. In what was 20, I want to say it was 23 or 24 green flag laps last night. We'll come back to racing here at Eldora. Safety car comes in field. We get to the start zone and David Smeal Jr. says, let's go racing. We're back underway in heat race number 1. Szynski tries to dive down to the inside on Josh Whiteman. So work down into turn number 3 and 4. David Smeal Jr., your race leader. But here comes Whiteman in the 24 machine. Whiteman in the 24. Leading from David Smeal Jr. Then you go back to Alex Szynski. We are yellow. We are yellow. So caution flag once again. I'm not sure why this is actually scoring David Smeal Jr. as a lap down, but I think race control is on that one. You can see him getting a wave around there just to get back on where he should be running in that second position. So I can only assume that was the reason for the caution flag to come out. So he will take up that spot right up behind your race leader of Josh Whiteman. So again, caution laps not counting, so we still stay under what is and what will be 3 down and 5 to run. Get a huge thanks to Dirty Old Bastards Natural Carbon Company. Design Metal Art as well for their support for this week's 6th annual running of the virtual King's Royal. Looking forward to tomorrow night, the final night. And for us here on Ultimate Dirt TV, before we get into that final night, we've got a doubleheader with the Coast to Coast Racing League and on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Once that is done, as soon as we are finished, we are on the private jet right to the virtual Eldora Speedway for the King's Royal and what will be the final race of the week. We come back to green. Szynski again trying the inside down into turn number 3. This time he'll complete the slide job. The move Alex Szynski up to the runner-up position. We're halfway home, 4 down, 4 to run. Smeal trying to get back by Szynski, but here comes the 25 car of Richie Preston. Preston going to use somewhat of a cutback line, but oh boy, look out, there's contact. And poor old Jeremy Zarfos, man, it has not been the week for Jeremy Zarfos. Beeline still rolling around on the racetrack as well, along with Matthew Westfall. But Jeremy Zarfos, boy, if there's a man that's had some bad luck this week, you can certainly put his name right at the top of the list. If I look at it last night, we go back and it starts with qualifying. Look where he qualified. He's the 19 car of Jeremy Zarfos. I thought he had somewhat of a decent quay. He had 10th quick last night in qualifying. And then in the heat race, started 3rd, although with the inversion, would have had to start on the 3rd row out of positions 5 or 6. Ended up finishing in 10th position, albeit with some damage on the race car. Had to go through the last chance qualifier, and unfortunately didn't even get through the 1st and 2nd turn, and ended up being scored as 22nd place. So it's just like that for Jeremy Zarfos. As the lights go out on your iRacing.com safety car, the iRacing.com pace truck, I should say. Stephen Hill out of heat race number 1. He'll have to come from the back of the bus in the main event, in the B main. And with the top 4 going through to the main event, we should be taking the top 12 of what will be 12 of 18 cars in the B main later on, if my math is correct. Safety car comes in. Josh Whiteman in the 24 car. 2 to run. We've seen this last night in the main event in the Joker's Wild. Albeit totally different racetrack and racing surface. It's a lot tackier right now than what it was compared to the main event. Whiteman runs the sideline. White flag is out. Szynski in hot pursuit. Top 2 to the dash. Top 4 to the main event. 5th on back will be headed to your last chance qualifier. Into turn number 3 and 4, final time, heat race number 1. Josh Whiteman going to come away victorious. 2nd will go to Alex Szynski, 3rd at the line. And boy, I tell you what, that was pretty close for 3rd and 4th. As the results coming up on screen, Whiteman gets the win from Szynski, so those 2 drivers will make their way into the dash. David Smeal, Dustin Sargent home for 3rd and 4th position. Those 2 drivers locking into the main event for Jeffrey Try, Richie Preston, Jeremy Zarfos, Aidan Beeline, Matthew Westfall, Stephen Hill. Off to the B main they go. Heat number 2 will line up like this. Well, again, we'll go from Actually, all right, let's start from the back. We'll start from position number 10. It's Todd LeBurb. Position number 9, it's going to be Cody Terry. Position number 8, it's Vinny Sansone. Position number 7, Trevor Royer. Position number 6 will be Scott Thomason. Position number 5, Michael Cooper. Position number 4, Kyle Stoltz. Position number 3, John Bragman. Position number 2, Scott Fritz and Brian Moore Sr. lining up on the pole position. So what can we expect in heat race number 2? We can expect 8 laps on the board. We get ready once again to start what will be heat number 2. Brian Moore Sr., Chris Fretz on the front row. We are back underway. Down through turns 3 and 4 for the first time in heat number 2. It'll be Brian Moore Sr. leading the way from Chris Fritz. Keep an eye on Sansone and Royer duking it out as meanwhile Slide Jump Up is up for the race, lead by Fritz on Moore. Now here comes Stoltz, Bragman, Thomason. Sansone rolls the inside of the racetrack, goes 3 wide, Stoltz into the wall. Moore Sr. into the wall as well. We stay green. Bragman gets a little loose in the middle of 3 and 4. Allows Sansone to fight back on the inside. And yellow is out. Yellow is out. So heat 2 sees Chris Fritz leading the way at the moment. So, again, the field is under the iRacing.com pace truck, the official pace truck. Lights still flashing on top, which means we are still to the green. So we cannot go racing just yet. We have to wait for the safety car. And again, keep in mind as well, we had Scott Thomason get penalised last night in the B main. So it's pretty cut and dry. You go before the start zone. At the next caution, you'll get penalised 2 positions, or at the end of the race, whatever comes first. And of course, we seen that last night after Scott Thomason was leading that last chance qualifier, still ended up finishing in that 3rd position. Still making it into that main event. And of course, doing some hard yards in last night's A-main. Scott Thomason ended up finishing 15th. Chris Fritz gets us back underway in heat race number 2. Bragman to the top side of the racetrack. Vinny Sansone tried the inside on Scott Thomason and John Bragman into 1 and 2. Boy, he's not going to give it up just yet. He's going to try the exact same thing in 3 and 4. Bragman goes around. Remember, top 4 to the main event. Royer trying to come through. Here comes Todd LeBurb now up in position number 5. LeBurb had to start in that 5th row. Royer has got the final transfer spot. That Trevor Royer Racing, Black Diamond Motorsports, Drew Neal, 19 Designs, Tim Sims, UDTV, number 90 machine. 3rd place in last night's Joker's Wild Night. Trailing right now behind the 6 car of Scott Thomason. Coming to the white flag, 1 lap left to go for the 65 car of Chris Fritz. Fritz navigating through turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straight away. Final time, heat race number 2. Sansone dives it down to the inside. Is he going to get the run off turn 4? No, Chris Fritz going to hold on. Chris Fritz will come home in, well, with the win. Vinny Sansone home in second. Scott Thomas in third. Trevor Royer fourth. We'll see those 4 drivers locked into the main event. Michael Cooper, Todd LeBouf home in 5th and 6th. Cody Terry, John Bragman, Brian Moore Sr., Kyle Stoltz will be your top 10, and 5th on back. We'll be headed to your last chance qualifier as our 3rd and final heat race of the night coming up, and starting from position, again, we'll just do it from position number 10, because that way it's easier. From position number 10, William Peters. From position number 9, it's Gary Offit. From position number 8, it's Randy Shreves. Position number 7, Chad Griggs. Position number 6, Jonathan Lowe. Position number 5, Joshua Pickle. Position number 4, Joshua Cotton. Position number 3, Darren Detweiler. Position number 2, Brian Moore Jr. And on the pole for heat race number 3 in that 518 car, that is Joseph Grandy. So heat race number 3. About to roll off. Lights are out. Grandy and Brian Moore Jr. on the front row, inside and outside. Grandy gets to set the pace. He gets to lead the field to the drop of the green flag. Brian Moore Jr. in that 09 machine, trying to get ahead of the rest of the field. In fact, looks like we're going to send him around one more time, in fact. So a field of what has been 30 cars for the Jokers, the night before the King's Roll last night. The Jokers Wild Night. Seen 38 cars side into the pits and be split into what was 4 heat races. 10 cars in heat 1 and 2, 9 cars in heat 3 and 4, and then a 22 car B main. Here we go, final heat race of the night before the King's Royal. Grandy leads the way. Detweiler to the inside in that number 3 machine. He'll look for the runner-up position. He's got it at the line from Brian Moore Jr. Chad Griggs working to the low side again, down through turn number 1 and 2. And we'll go yellow. So it looks like Joshua Pickle, I guess you could say he's been caught in a pickle. Ooh, the 20 car of Jonathan Lowe. Let's have a look at this. Lowe cut to the inside there of Josh Cotton. Just got a little loose, came down the racetrack and caught the front end of the 33 car of Joshua Pickle. And of course that will be the reason for our yellow flag. So heat number 3. 6th annual Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal Week. The actual King's Royal is tomorrow night. Last night, night 1, we had the Jokers Wild. Tonight, it's the night before the King's Royal. And then tomorrow night will be your King's Royal. And of course, coverage will start on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And then as soon as I'm done with my double header on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, I will be jumping right in to the commentary booth with KR Stolfus. Looking forward to having that one. to what will be, to cap off, I should say, a fantastic 3 nights of racing here at Eldora Speedway. 410 wing sprint cars on the docket. We come back to green. Final heat of the evening. Grandy, Detweiler, Moore Jr., Griggs. That's your top 4. Gap back to Joshua Cotton in 5th. Then you go back to Randy Shreves, Jonathan Lowe now battling 3 wide in the middle of Gary Offit and William Peters. Watching the 27 car of Griggs. Looking to get position number 3. He's got it at the midway point of the back straightaway. Now he's got the big slide job down into turn number 3 and 4. Detweiler around the outside. Contact with the wall. Damage to that number 3 machine. See if Randy Shreves can do something with him. Here comes Detweiler to the middle of the raceway into turn number 3 and 4. Brian Moore Jr. upstairs. Detweiler has 3rd with 3 to run. Shreves to the outside in the 56 machine. Oh boy, look at this contact. And now Joshua Cunt says thank you very much, but as he said thank you, caution flag comes out. And the caution will wave once again. And it could be Joshua. No, it's not going to be Joshua Pickle. We're trying to see if it was the contact between Shreves and Detweiler. No, there it is. Okay, there we go. Gary Offit upside down on the front straightaway. And you can see behind the racing flag when it says we're going yellow. So yellow here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. Third and final heat race of the evening. See if we can get this final heat race into the history books. Back underway. A-Main later on tonight with the night before the King's Royal. So we see down into turn number 3 and 4. It is Grandy. White flag is out. 1 lap left to go for Joseph Grandy. 3 and 4, final time, final heat of the evening. Grandy going to shut the door. Problems for the 87 car of Joshua Cotton. He'll be scored a lap down, but it's not going to matter because Joseph Grandy is going to get the win. Second will go to Chad Griggs. Those 2 drivers going to your dash. 3rd and 4th place finishers is going to be Darren Detweiler, Brian Moore Jr. Those 2 drivers will find themselves starting in tonight's A-Main from what should be positions number 9 and 12. Jonathan Lowe, William Peters, Joshua Pickle, Randy Shreves, Joshua Cotton and Gary Offit. Well, they go to the last chance qualifier. Speaking of our last chance qualifier, B-Main, 18 cars getting set to take to the racetrack right now. On the front row, it'll be Jeffrey Ty from position number 1, Michael Cooper from position number 2. Rolling off inside the second row with the 20 car of Jonathan Loader. He's outside the 25 car of Richie Preston from position number 4. Position number 5 with the 94 of Todd LeBoob. Position number 6, the 85 of William Peters. Position number 7, the 19Z of Jeremy Zarfos. To his outside, the 9 machine of Cody Terry from position number 8. The Design Metal Art, car number 33, Joshua Pickle, start position number 9. And from position number 10, with the 13A machine of Aidan Beerline. Position number 11 of John Bragman. Position number 12, Randy Shreves. Position number 13, Matthew Westfall. Position number 14, Brian Moore Sr. Position number 15, Joshua Cotton in car 87. Position number 16, the 27 of Stephen Hill. And then the final two starters in position number 17, driving car number 01, that is Kyle Stolz, and he's outside. Driving car number 94 of Gary Offit will start from position number 18. $18 cars taken to the raceway. Top 12 will go through to the main event. After this, it will be the dash. It'll see 6 cars, 6 laps. And then what will be a 30-lap main event. As we try to get this one into the books with Jeffrey Try leading the field. Here comes Michael Cooper to the outside, down the back straightaway. First time, first of 12 laps. Oh, Preston gets into the back of Try. Try goes around. And oh, Jeremy Zarfos again. Boy, this man cannot catch a break. Brian Moore Jr. involved. Randy Shree's involved in a separate incident. But Michael Cooper leading the opening lap. So first yellow in your B main here tonight. So getting ready to come back racing in 2 laps time. Race control looking at the situation at hand. Now the lights will go out. We come to 1 to green. Michael Cooper in car number 12C. Leading from Jonathan Lowe, car number 20, Richie Preston in the 25 machine. Back underway, your A main event. And again, right now, it is Michael Cooper, Jonathan Lowe, Richie Preston, Todd LeBoob. Here comes Aiden Beeline trying to make headway. Preston down to the inside on Jonathan Lowe. Slide job is complete. Preston now going to fend off the challenge. Oh boy, look at Jonathan Lowe tries to throw it deep into turn number 3 and 4. Couldn't complete the pass, but tell you what, here comes the 13A machine of Aiden Beeline. Talk about the man on a mission. Beeline coming after Preston into turn number 1 and 2. Beeline now going to go to position number 2. And Beeline, boy, he's making it work right now. Looking for the race lead down into 1 and 2. Slide job on Cooper. Preston down to the inside we go. You've got a 3-way dance for the race lead. Preston again with the move on Beeline. Beeline back underneath him now. 4 laps remaining as they work down through turn number 1 and 2. It's Beerline and Preston. Boy, putting on a show for you guys here at the night before the King's Royal. This is exactly what you love to see right now. Beerline gets away from Preston, but we go yellow. So caution flag comes out, and I think, looking at what we're seeing, right now, Richie Preston going to get back the race lead after losing it in 1 and 2 up against Aiden Beerline. I got to say, there mustn't have been very little in it between the pair. And it'll be a green-white checker. Can Beerline, can he do what Mason Hannigan done to him last night? With 2 to go in the main event. Beerline with a runner-up finish in the Joker's Wild. Richie Preston last night had a strong showing as well, coming from position number 13 all the way to position number 5. So both these guys, they know how to find the front. And they can certainly stay up there right now. Don't forget still your dash to come after this one. So Preston, Beerline. Top 2. Cooper, Low, your top 4. Remember, 12 is the cutoff point. Back to green. 1 mile, 2 times around the virtual Eldora Speedway. But I tell you what, Beerline made his intentions very clear. Slide job down into turns 3 and 4. Beerline now to the race lead. Beerline with 1 to go. Getting that car dialed in to start from position number 13 in your main event. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. The Beerline Racing 13A machine will find a way to go and get the win in your last chance qualifier. So your top 12 will look like this. Let's take a look at your top 10 first. Aiden Beerline gets the win from Richie Preston home in second. Michael Cooper home in third. Fourth will go to Jonathan Lowe, Joshua Pickle in fifth. Sixth will be Joshua Cotton, Kyle Stoltz. Seventh, Matthew Westfall. Eighth, Stephen Hill. Ninth, Randy Shreves. Going to round out your top 10, getting the final 2 transfer positions as Gary Offit and Jeffrey Try to come home positions number 11 and 12 for the likes of Brian Moore Sr. He is done in the night before the King's Royal, along with Todd LeBoob, Cody Terry, John Bragman, William Peters, and unfortunately Jeremy Zarfos. Well, he's completed 1 lap in 2 B mains over the past 2 nights, including tonight. So with that being said, we have the warm-up session. We are going to take a quick commercial break here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll pay we'll pay a bill, and then we're going to put some music on. We'll put some we'll start to play a song as we get ready for your dash while the drivers are getting the dash lineup sorted. So stick around here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Night number 2 of the 6th annual Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company, live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV.
We used to chase that Chattanooga freight, couple of kids in a Chevrolet. Catch a little air when we cross the tracks. Sipping on something from a paper stack. You hang your shirt on that maple limb. Slipping through the moon to the river bend. Wasn't very long, I was jumping in. I guess I'm still doing now what I was doing then. Chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down. Burning, going down. Chasing you like those goodbye tail lights. Headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town. Chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon. Chasing that you and me, I only see in my review. Till I'm laying here tonight, holding someone new. Still chasing you, still chasing you. You always used to talk about LA. I heard you got as far as Santa Fe. Well, you know I tried to track you down. I only got as far as Guitar Town. Singing about a girl I used to know. Used to know that I haven't given up. I'm just on your radio. Chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down. Burning, going down. Chasing you like those goodbye tail lights. Headed west to anywhere out of this nowhere town. Chasing that freedom, chasing that feeling that got gone too soon. Chasing that you and me, I only see in my review. Till I'm laying here tonight, holding someone new. Still chasing you, still chasing you. Chasing you like a shot of whiskey. Burning, going down. Burning, going down. Chasing you like those goodbye.
All right, we are back here on Ultimate TV. Coverage of the 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards Kings Royal. It is the night before the Kings Royal right now. And it is our dash getting ready to roll off here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. Joseph Grady going to start on the pole position. Chad Greggs will start position number 2. Position number 3, Josh White and Alex Szynski. Position number 3, Chris Fritz from position number 5. Szynski from 4, Fritz from 5, and Sansone from 6. Working backstretch for the first time. It is Grady, your race leader, from Whiteman in second. Griggs now in third position, lap number 1. Here comes Alex Szynski rolling through the top side of the racetrack into turn number 1 and 2. Now he'll move to position number 3. Dives it down to the middle of the raceway, looking for the runner-up position. Grady, now he shuts the door on Szynski. Lap number 2 is in the books. Grady, Griggs, wheel to wheel through turn number 1 and 2. Give the spot to Griggs. Now Szynski goes through the middle of the raceway. Wants there a bit of contact there with Joseph Grady, but he's forced his way up into position number 2. Oh boy, look out, Wyman and Grady into the wall. Szynski now trying to come after your race leader of Chad Griggs with 2 to run.
Halfway home. 2 to go.
2 to go for your race leader, the 27 of Chad Griggs. Alex Szynski in second. Sansone should be running third. Chris Fritz fourth, with Grady and Wyman coming from the 5th and 6th starting position. White flag gets out. One final time in your dash. Who will start on pole of your 30-lap main event in the night before the Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company? Through 3 and 4, check and flag is out. Chad Griggs will start from position number 1. Second will go to Alex Szynski. Third at the line was Vinny Sansone. Chris Fritz home in 4th position. 5th is going to be Josh Whiteman, followed by Joseph Grady in position number 6. So now we wait for the drivers and race control to get us ready in tonight's main event. I cannot wait for the night before the King's Royal. So with that being said, again, we're going to take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll play a bill, play some music, and come back with your starting lineup in the night before the King's Royal.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone.
Well, back live here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Your main event starting lineup will look like this. Starting from the pole position. In car number 27, it'll be Chad Griggs. To the outside of the front row, in car number 23, Alex Szynski from position number 2. From position number 3 with the 80 car of Vinny Sansone. To the outside of the second row, the 65 of Chris Fritz from position number 4. Position number 5 with the 24 car of Josh Whiteman. Position number 6 with the 518 of Joseph Grandy. From rows 4 on back is going to be correct on your starting grid. Position number 7, it's David Smeal Jr. Position number 8, Scott Thomason. Position number 9. Well, if I can not do that, if I can go to position number 9, that would be swell. Darren Detweiler will start from position number 9 to his outside from position number 10, Dustin Sargent. Position number 11 is Trevor Royer. Position number 12, Brian Moore Jr. Position number 13, Aidan Beerline. Position number 14, Richie Preston. Position number 15, Michael Cooper. Position number 16, Jonathan Lowe. Position number 17, Joshua Pickle. Position number 18, Joshua Cotton. Position number 19, Kyle Stoltz. Position number 20, Matthew Westfall. 21st starter is Stephen Hill. 22nd is Randy Shreves. And the final row, 23rd and 24th, Gary Offit along with Jeffrey Try. We have a 35-lap main event about to start here at the virtual Eldora Speedway in the 6th annual running of your Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal. It is the night before the King's Royal. Who will be crowned tonight? It is showtime. Let's go live for 35 here at the Eldora Speedway. It'll be Griggs to lead the field down into turn number 1 and 2. Sansone trying the inside. Szynski rolling back right through the middle of the racetrack. Szynski now looks for the race lead. Slide job on Griggs. Griggs turns it back underneath as they work and complete lap number 1. Szynski, the Black Diamond Motorsports number 23 machine, will lead the opening lap. Sansone now look at Fritz along with Whiteman battling it out for positions number 4 and 5. Whiteman with a slider on Fritz. Now here comes Sansone looking to put the move there on Griggs into turn number 1 and 2. Does so, but Griggs goes back to the inside. Griggs takes back over that second spot on the raceway. Keep an eye on Aidan Beerline trying to come through the field in that pink and white number 13 A machine. Oh boy, there's contact. Greedy and Smeal, they come together in turn number 1. They kept it going. Royer working the inside right now on Scott Thomason down through turn number 3 and 4. 4 laps complete, 31 to go. Thomason, Royer in the 6th and 7th position. Then you go back to Grandy, Smeal, Beerline. That's your top 10. 24 car of Josh Wyman. He was all over the back of Vinny Sansone. 6/10 of a second of a lead for Alex Szynski over Chad Griggs. And again, that battle heating up for the 3rd and 4th position. Sansone has it at the moment, although Wyman wants it. Fritz has got 5th. Thomason in 6th. Royer 7th. Then you go back to Grandy, Smeel, Beeline. No change inside that top 10. All just playing it nice and easy at the moment. Speaking of playing it easy, Beeline cuts it back down to the bottom of the racetrack on the exit of turn 2. He not only gets one, looks for a second spot, looks to slide up in front of Joseph Grandy, but figures he's not going to have enough room to clear him. So he opts to back out of it. Grandy and now Smeel to the outside on Beeline. Oh boy, Beeline! Beeline's going to go around. Yellow is out, contact with Smeel. Yellow on the raceway. No, we've seen it happen live. Couple of drivers caught in two minds. And Beeline and Smeel come together. Cooper in the 12C comes in late down to the bottom of turn number 3 and catches the left side of Beeline. So it looks like Beeline has gone to the tail of the field. Smeel still sitting in that 9th position. So the first yellow after what is 8 completed, or what will be 8 completed laps. We had 20, I think it was 23, maybe 24 last night. And then a couple of late cautions. Late in this one. So Szynski going to lead us back with 26 to go. Safety car is in. He gets to the start zone on the exit of turn number 4. And he says, let's go back racing in the night before the King's Royal. What has Sansone got for Chad Griggs, or can Griggs? Can he find a way to hold on to a podium position in the night before the King's Royal? Good momentum going forward. And for tomorrow night, King's Royal. Just like that, we come back to the yellow flag, the 33 car of Joshua Pickle. I believe may have had a hand in this one. Michael Cooper as well. Let's take a look at the instant replay. So Cooper in the 12, Pickle in the 33. And they somewhat just checked up for Jonathan Lowe, and unfortunately, well, 2 cars go around, leaving us behind and under the yellow flag. I'm going to say, this man looks good out in front at the moment. The 23 car of Alex Szynski. Of course, debuting the new paint scheme at Velocity Race Designs, Black Diamond Motorsports, totally tinted, round wraps and tints, car number 23 car. What's up, dude? So we sit with what will be 25 to go in the main event. Don't forget, tomorrow night, triple header here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Coast to Coast Racing Network. Small blocks, the 358 modifieds, followed by the big block modifieds. And then as soon as we are done with that one, as soon as we get the opportunity to, we're going to be live straight from this very racetrack. Myself, along with KR Stolfus, from Turn 3 Racing Network. If you want to watch the start of it, check out Turn 3 Racing Network. KR Stolfus will have the call of that one. But again, as soon as I'm done with my earlier 2, I'll be joining him in the booth to call the King's Royal. 25 to go, 10 down. We're ready to go back live for 25. Back underway, Szynski and Griggs. Look at Brian Moore Jr. now in the 09 machine along with Richie Preston. They work down to the low side through turn number 1 and 2. Grandy sits in that 8th position. Royer again showing some patience at the moment in the first 11 laps. It's Thomason working just outside the top 5. Chris Fritz in the 65 sits in that 5th position. And back to yellow we go. Here at the Eldora Speedway, the virtual Eldora Speedway, the 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards King's Royal Week. Last night the joke was wild. The win went to the Little Hurricane of Mason Hannigan from Aidan Beerline 2nd and Trevor Royer in 3rd. We've both got Royer and Beerline in this A-main field tonight. I heard through the grapevine that Mason Hannigan was a little scared. No, I'm just kidding. I believe he was at a baseball game earlier on for what I was seeing, but he will be back tomorrow night to defend that crown. And I know there is 3 former King Royal winners we have in attendance tomorrow night. King John Batista the 1st, King Ernie Williams Jr. the 4th, and King Mason the 5th. Little Hurricane of Mason Hannigan. So will we crown a repeat, a first time repeat King's Royal winner, or will we see a brand new king after tomorrow night? Well, I guess you'll just have to wait and find out. Lights are out on the racing.com official page truck. Back to green with 23 to go. And ironically, the 23 car will lead. You get a real good look at that race car. There it is, that Black Diamond Motorsports Tim Sims, totally tinted. Rounds, wraps and tint. Car number 23. You got Unique TV on board. The Black Diamond Motorsports, member of Alex Szynski. Again, it's a very, very slow pace. But we're back underway. And again, they roll the top of the racetrack through turn number 1 and 2. Nobody game enough just to throw anything silly at the moment. Wait until we get to the last 10 to 12 laps, maybe even 15 laps of this main event. That's where we could start to see some moves coming in. Now, meanwhile, speaking of moves coming in, Vinny Stansone's going to go back down to the bottom on the exit of turn number 2. Now he's going to look for the slide job, will he? He'll look to slide up in front of the 27. No, backed out of it, leaving a lane for Chad Griggs in that 27 car to power back around the outside. But here comes Josh Wyman now, all over the back and all over the rear tail, taking the bar of the 80 machine of Sansone. Fritz holding on to position number 5. Then you go back to Thomason battling with Trevor Royer for that 6th and 7th position. Royer rolling the inside of the race right through turn number 1 and 2, maybe trying to save those tyres. Szynski 6/10 of a second lead over Chad Griggs in 2nd in the 27 machine. You go back to Vinny Sansone starting to get some company right now with the 24 car of Josh Whiteman. And remember, Griggs, he finished 11th in last night's main event. He was the hard charger. Sansone was able to come away with a 12th place finish. Meanwhile, it was Josh Whiteman. He come home in 18th position after being scored a lap down, getting lapped as we were in lap traffic. Fritz, the first time we're seeing him here this week in the King's Royal Week. Meanwhile, Scott Thomason had to do it the hard way. Ended up finishing 3rd in the B main last night. Started 19th in the main event, finished 15th. And Trevor Royer, well, he was in the dash and finished 3rd in the Joker's Wild. What is now 15 to go. And boy, we go back up for 2nd, 3rd and 4th position. They were close, but it is a 1.5 second lead right now for Alex Szynski. Again, driving away from the field through turn number 1 and 2. Griggs doing everything possible to hold on. Starting to get a little tricky and treacherous up on the top of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Looks a whole lot smoother and calmer through turns 3 and 4. Continue to put laps into the books here, and just as we do that, the 1.8 second gap that Alex Szynski has now evaporated as we go yellow. And I tell you what, with that yellow, it is now taken away the lap traffic situation from Alex Szynski for what should be the next 5 to 10 laps, and pretty much should be the rest of the race, because I don't think that we're going to get there. Look at the bottom of the scoreboard there on the left-hand side. Jonathan Lowe out of the event, scored in 24th place. Dustin Sargent in 23rd. David Smeal Jr. in 22nd. Poor Trevor Royer. What happened to him? Let's go back and take a look at Trevor Royer. Ooh. Slide up by Royer on Thomason. And Thomason, oh, not leaving a lane, just putting him straight up into the wall. Thomason, I believe, stopped on the back straightaway, but that front end absolutely mangled in that number 90 machine. And of course, that will now put him back to the pits. So while one Black Diamond Motorsports team member is in the pits, the other continues to lead the race. Darren Detweiler along with Scott Thomason, both drivers as well, into the pit area. Lights are out, and what will be 12 laps remaining. Szynski last night, 22nd place finish. Getting caught up, involved in an incident with 5 to run. And the night before, the King's Royal. The 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards, King's Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. We go back racing. Thomas and Detweiler back out onto the racetrack after getting some damage repairs. We're back to green with 12 to go. Szynski, Griggs, Sansone, 1, 2, 3. Whiteman in 4th. Chris Fritz in position number 5. Work on the inside of the racetrack, trying to see if there's anything down there. Well, there's some moisture down there, but it's not all that fast. Meanwhile, Michael Cooper going to battle with Joseph Grandy down into turn number 3 and 4. Matthew Westfall, Kyle Stoltz now. Stoltz to the outside. Here comes Richie Preston. Late in this race comes at 25 machine of Richie Preston. Finished 10th place in last night's main event. No, in fact, it was 5th place, sorry. And Preston now going to look to cut down to the inside. Oh boy, Westfall got tight. He checked up, and now here comes Preston down to the inside. Going to move Richie Preston up to position number 8. Trying to save those tides with what is 8 laps remaining as they come across your start-finish line for your race leader. Meanwhile, battle is on for 2nd and 3rd. Griggs and Sansone through turn number 1 and 2. Griggs is on the outside. Sansone down to the inside. Slide job by Sansone. Here comes Josh Whiteman as well. Scott Thomason was going back to the pits. He just got caught on the wall. And that will bring us back to yellow. And again, over a second lead for Alex Szynski. And we seen it last night with John Batista. This was right around the stage on where we had the first caution. And because Batista was trying to track down what was your eventual race leader, or your initial race leader of Aiden Beerline, we seen Batista ended up finishing 4th, but boy, he really burnt up those tyres last night. And now the question remains, what kind of tyre wear is on that right rear? How much tyre has Alex Szynski got left? Tell you what, Sansone, Griggs, Whiteman, a 3-way dance for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So Beerline once again back to the pits. Can Whiteman surprise either Griggs or Sansone to get onto a podium here in the night before the King's Royal? Lights are out. Szynski, 7 to go. 3.5 miles around Eldora Speedway for that Black Diamond Motorsports number 23 machine. And can he make it? 5 wins in a row for Black Diamond Motorsports. Last year, Mason Hannigan swept the Jokers Wild. The night before, the King's Royal and the King's Royal. Last night, he picked up the win in the Jokers Wild. Can Alex Szynski for Black Diamond continue the trend for Black Diamond in getting the win in the night before the King's Royal, and good momentum builder for tomorrow night? Oh no, Whiteman! Whiteman and Fritz come together. Yellow on the raceway. Whiteman just got to the outside of Fritz. And it almost looked like Fritz, the front end got tight and just caught the right front, just caught the left rear just there. Sending the 24 car. Michael Cooper involved in that one as well. Oh, and you really hate to see it. Whiteman was having such a good run. And it all comes unstuck for him. Beerline again back to the pit, still trying to get those damages repaired. Michael Cooper finding his way back to the pit area. But 5 to go for Szynski. Lights are still flashing. So 2 to green. So just a rundown of last night's Joker's Wild Night. Mason Hannigan with the win from Aidan Beerline in second, Trevor Royer third, John Batista in fourth, and Richie Preston was your top 5. 3 of those top 5 drivers are here tonight. Of course, Beerline, Royer, and Preston. Of course, Beerline and Royer, well, I could probably forget about this one because Royer's back in the pits in 21st position. Oh, Beerline stuck in about that 19th or 20th position as well. And then Richie Preston, well, he's basically flying the flag. Looking for what is now a top 5. So looking for back-to-back top 5 finishes. As he sits in that 5th spot on the racetrack. With 5 to run. We wait to get the green flag. Safety car is in. Szynski gets on the throttle and we're back underway. Down to the low side goes Richie Preston on Joseph Grady. Here comes a 33 car Joshua Pickle around the outside of Moore and Preston. So Pickle making it work on the top of the racetrack. Wheeling and dealing his way through the field right now. Pickle looks to slide up in front of Grady. Oh boy, not giving him a whole lot of room. There was a little bit of contact there, but Grady done enough to back out of it. Getting a little loose down the back straight. It was the 33 car of Joshua Pickle. Preston again back to the inside. Darren Detweiler making some moves. Here comes Whiteman in car 24 once again. Back to position number 7. Make it 8th. Oh boy, more into the wall. Beerline making a challenge and a charge through this field once again. 2 laps left to run for your race leader, Alex Szynski, out in front. And just as we're about to come to 2 to go, a yellow flag is displayed on the raceway. And Alex Szynski, well, we had a green-white checker to finish us off last night. And how does this one play out? Will we see Vinny Sansone? Is he going to be the one to spoil the party? Can Sansone spoil the party right now? So wait for the lights to go out this time. Two to go. Szynski. He is a mile away from picking up the night before the King's Royal win. Green flag is out. We're underway. Could this be the final restart of the night? Szynski navigates his way through turn number 1 and 2. It looks like he's got enough tyres left to hold on to a victory. We come to the white flag. We race it out to the start-finish line through turn number 1 and 2. The 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company, into 3 and 4. And the night before the Kings Royal will go to Alex Szynski. Vinny Sansone comes home second. Third will be Chad Griggs. And what a way to wrap us up here in the main event. It'll be Szynski getting the win from Vinny Sansone. Chad Griggs will be your podium. Joseph Grandy, Aidan Beerline home in 4th and 5th position. Joshua Pickle, Darren Detweiler, Josh Whiteman, Richie Preston, Jeffrey Try to make up your top 10. 11th will be Stephen Hill, Brian Moore Jr., Gary Offit, Michael Cooper, Kyle Stoltz, your top 15. Chris Fritz, Randy Shreves, Matthew Westfall, Scott Thomason, Trevor Royer, your top 20. Joshua Cotton, Jonathan Lowe, Dustin Sargent, and David Smeal Jr. will be your 24 starters and 24 finishers in tonight's main event. Well, we'll take a quick break here on Ultimate Dirt TV, play a 30-second commercial. We'll be back in just a few moments' time with post-race coverage of the night before the Kings Royal. And just like that, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. And it's the night before the Kings Royal, as we have our main event winner right now, and coming home with the win, driving the Black Diamond Motorsports Caliber 23 machine, Alex Szynski. Alex, congratulations on the victory. Well, you got to the front, and well, that was pretty much all she wrote. You had a couple of late yellows to contend with, but nonetheless, buddy, you come home with the victory.
Yeah, that was easily probably the fastest feature car I've had here so far. But definitely better than last night. I made some changes to it and it seemed a lot better. And I know I usually struggle with restarts, especially late in the race. I feel like I've thrown a lot of them away here lately. So I'm happy I could, hold a veteran like Vinny off.
Wait, what was going through your mind there on those probably last 2 or 3 restarts inside 10 to go? Were you worried about tyres at all? What was going through your mind?
The one thing that was going through my mind is where's Vinny running, because, Vinny isn't the one guy on here I'm looking at and I see that he's going to run the top all the time. So I know he'll constantly search, and I was nervous actually to see where he was running at, and I didn't know, if me firing off and, running the cushion out like I watched Mason and Aiden do yesterday was good or not, or if he was even following me. I really didn't have any idea, which was kind of cool, but it was also nerve-wracking because I was waiting to get dead slid on one of those last couple of restarts. But I was kind of hoping to see what could happen if we got into lap traffic on a long green flag run. I wanted to see how far I could push the car, because it was definitely rolling tonight.
22nd last night in the Joker's Wild, but the win here in the night before the Kings Royal. What does this mean to you, and what does it mean for you as you look forward to tomorrow night for the actual Kings Royal?
I got a good notebook to go back on for sure. I've been needing to win pretty bad, and I think you saw today. I was talking to you that I just wanted to win. I need to go and win a race. I've ran second a lot lately, so it means a lot. It's a big confidence booster, and I have passed Mason here a lot lately, so I gotta give him a run for his money and see what he's got. Yesterday, we were banging the boards pretty hard and getting after each other, but he definitely had the most dominant car. And I think tomorrow, if I'm gonna win the Kings Royal, that's the guy I gotta beat. So I'm gonna roll in tomorrow with my A game and give him the best 40 laps I can.
Well, mate, congratulations on the win here in the night before the Kings Royal. You make that the last 5 races that I know of offhand for Black Diamond Motorsports, getting the win here. Mate, congratulations on this victory before we let you go. I'm sure there's a lot of sponsors on this race car, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you.
Oh yeah, of course. I got to thank all the guys at Black Diamond, Nate Davis, Mason, John, Ernie, Ryan. There's a ton of people there that we've been bouncing setup ideas off of, and I think it's really proven that we can go and contend with the big guys. So it's pretty awesome to see that, and I gotta always thank you, Brett, Ultimate Dirt TV, and all the broadcasts you put on, and then Ross Grinta at Velocity Race Design, sporting a new scheme tonight that he made, and then Tim Nichols at Tim Dirt Track Simulator, Zach Rounds Wraps and Tint, Nate Davis at Totally Tinted, and EPI for all their help as well. And then everyone that puts on, the DOB Kings Royal, Chris, and all his admin crew, you for the broadcast, of course, and everyone that tuned in. Hopefully it was a fun race to watch.
Mate, congratulations on the win. Good luck tomorrow night in the Kings Royal.
Thank you, sir. Hopefully I'm talking to you then.
Alex Zasinski, ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight from the virtual Eldora Speedway. We'll chat to the man that comes home in second spot. It is Vinny Sansone. Vinny, congratulations on this runner-up finish here tonight. Well, you'll have to settle for a bridesmaid spot tonight, but we go back to last night, 12th in last night's main event, second in tonight's main event. What was different about last night compared to tonight?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Changed a bunch of stuff. Threw some stuff at the walls. Tested it to see if it's going to stick tonight or not. So, yeah, I guess I'll have to stick with it.
What kind of notes do you take away from the previous two nights and go to tomorrow night? Because tomorrow night's the big one that everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to win the Kings Royal. Of course, last night been the Joker's Wild. Tonight been the night before the Kings Royal. What do you take from the tonight and last night to go forward to tomorrow night to try and get that elusive 6th annual Kings Royal victory?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting. I still fight myself on trying to get these wing cars around here, especially with all this new setup changes and dirt transformation. But the track has been pretty consistent the last two nights, so no reason to suspect tomorrow will be any different. Just gonna have to set up for that, and hope you end up somewhere in the front on the green flag drop.
Late in that race, we had a couple of cautions there for you to try and get back by Alec. Did you have anything for him, or were your tyres too far gone by that stage?
Yeah, a couple of variables there. I definitely made my car worse on the restarts and takeoff. I was just on ice until I'd get up to speed, and then I let the aerodynamics suck me into the track. So I think I had pretty good speed running in green. I had nothing on those late race restarts for them, and I was just kind of lucky I hung on to second. But I will have to go to the drawing board and see if we fix that and don't kill anything else.
Well, mate, congratulations on the runner-up finish here tonight. Before we let you go, sponsors, shout-out to all that good stuff, mate. Who makes this happen for you in the 80 car?
I just appreciate the family and friends follow me on the social medias. Get to watch broadcasts like you guys put on here, and DOB for the series and for the special week.
All right, mate. Congratulations on the run-up finish. We'll hopefully see you back tomorrow night for the Kings Royal.
Thanks, guys.
Vinny Sansone home in second spot. Home in third place tonight is going to be the 27 car of Chad Griggs. Chad, congratulations. Well, you come home third place here tonight. You led at the start of that one, but third place will have to do for you tonight after last night. I'm just looking where you finished last night. 11th you finished last night, so big improvements from last night compared to tonight. How'd you feel tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I knew that I was probably going to be outclassed in the feature there. I just tried to kind of hold it and just not make any big mistakes. Made one early on there, and got past, and was just trying to kind of maintain. And then there at the end, just a couple of little things, I just tried to maintain and just tried to stay. And it was so hard to pass. You couldn't really get out of your line. If you did, you had to get a real run on somebody. So just tried to kind of maintain. I'm pretty pleased with how we ended up here.
Wait, how did you feel in that car tonight compared to last night?
So early on, it was definitely, you had the track had a little more juice to it early on, but it seemed to get slick to pretty close to the point it did last night, really, even though we had less guys tonight. But there at the end, I mean, it was just really tricky, technical, right up on the wall. And you're just trying to, not make any mistakes so you don't go back, and lose more spots. But pretty similar at the end of the race, I would say. I didn't get a chance to try to move around much, but that was just because I didn't want to step out of my spot, and I never really got a big run on anybody to try to do something.
What would it mean to you to come away with the sixth annual Kings Royal win tomorrow night, and how's the confidence for you going into the big race tomorrow night?
I'll be honest with you. I've been doing this for just a couple of years myself, but never really got into running leagues, running events like this. I've been more of a testing guy, trying to build setups, make things better for our team and all that stuff. And I've enjoyed doing that, but I told myself I'm going to step out and I'm going to try to start running things, and more or less just to see kind of where I fit in, with everybody else. So with that being said, I was pretty pleased tonight. I mean, I got beat by a couple guys, Alec and them, Vinny. They're hell racers, they're good. So did I expect to probably beat them at the end of the day tonight? No. Does that give me confidence going in tomorrow? Yes, a lot. I just need to clean some things up, and good chance if we do everything, the stars align right, we could be there again tomorrow.
Well, mate, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight in the night before the Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. Chad, before we let you go, of course, looks like there's a lot of good sponsors on this race. I'm sure there's a lot of great people behind the scenes. An opportunity for you to thank each and every one of you that has helped you get here tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to first and foremost thank Chris for putting on this event. Having not run a whole lot of these myself, very fun event, great event. So thanks to Chris. Thanks to you, Brett, for broadcasting the event. Great job, as always. I would like to thank all my guys at STR, Scott Thomason Racing. We literally busted our butts after this new build, trying to relearn everything, so to speak. So you got Scott Thomason, you got all of us over there, you got everybody that puts in time and effort into, building our setups. Aiden Burline's been helping, Josh Whiteman. We've all just been working hard to try to come up and fine tune since this new build. And then I guess lastly, I would have to thank my wife for putting up with me disappearing every night down to my man cave and running hours on end.
It's easy to get time get away when you enjoy doing this sort of stuff. But Chad, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. Good luck tomorrow night in the Kings Roll, and hopefully we get to see you up here on the podium tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brett.
There we go, guys. Chad Griggs home in position at number 3, which will, of course, wrap up the post-race coverage here from the virtual Eldora Speedway. We'll bring in Chris Roberts again. Chris, well, night 2, it's the night before the Kings Royal is done, presented by Natural Carbon Company. We had a couple of little more yellows than what we did last night, but hey, tell you what, still a fantastic night of racing, and boy, it really sets the scene for tomorrow night.
Oh, it sure does. Tonight definitely proved that the invert can cause havoc, and guys that should have made the show were either way in the back or didn't make it. Guys that you'd expect to not make the show actually got lucky, made the show tonight, so congrats to those guys. And really mixed it up. You saw Aiden, kind of thought with everyone who was here tonight, he'd be the go-to guy for the win, and had trouble in the heat, and then found trouble again in there in the A. So one little thing can screw your whole night up. So it'll be interesting to see how tomorrow night goes. Got big hitters coming back again tomorrow, and it'll all come down to really how that heat race invert affects the field. So it'll be interesting to see who is the king at the end of the night tomorrow.
Yep, a lot of storylines going into tomorrow night, and what has been the Joker's Wild last night and the night before the Kings Royal here tonight. We've seen versions of 7 and 8. What is it going to be tomorrow night? Well, you'll have to find out. Turn 3 Racing Network will have the start of that one as soon as I am done. I'll be live here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Chaos Dolphus and myself will be on the call for night number 3 of this Kings Royal week, the 6th annual running of the Dirty Old Bastards Kings Royal, presented by Natural Carbon Company. But for tonight, We are done and dusted. On behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, we say farewell, good night, congratulations to Alex Zazinski, your night before the King's Royal main event winner.